Okay. Okay, the numbers are going, so we're on to go. Peace, love, eternal grooviness, children of God. What do you have today? 22nd of February, 2026. State of Todd. I gotta stop picking my nose on camera. Faith. Faith lets us understand the world. Put another way, my understanding of the world is driven by the faith that I have, the higher power that I decide to have a relationship with. So that's very important. Because there's those with faith that are still spiritual zombies in the eyes of St. Paul. And it's nothing new. The New Testament is filled with the spiritual apocalypse, so to speak. The spiritual zombie apocalypse. But what is the opportunity cost of having the wrong faith? Well, that's the problem, isn't it? You lose your salvation if you had it to begin with. That's the opportunity cost of having the wrong faith, because it's usually having the wrong faith is driven by cheap grace. You know, not understanding the full extent of being nailed to the cross, all right, and reversing Herman. Not having a supernatural understanding of our Creator, right? And not understanding that I can live in this age and I'm still waiting. I'm just waiting. I know it's coming. I'm just waiting for it to happen, right? For the next stage. And heaven and hell and, right and wrong and all that, that's just more angels and demons. That's just human moral constructs to keep us controlled, contained. You know what I mean? I use the term civilized, secularized. Secularized civilization is slavery, right? But yet, we embrace it. And that's the danger of having the wrong faith, because you're caught up in the old-fashioned sin of idolatry. But it's worse. You're worshiping at the idol of self. And, when the earth falls out of her, you got nowhere to go, my son, right? That's the problem. Because my ego had to be destroyed in order to understand the true wealth of the blessings that have been bestowed upon me since the day I was even thought of, let alone through my journey, all right? Lets me understand all the foolishness in this world and know my role in it, right? In other words, I don't have to get anxious over false prophets, all right? False rules. Artificial intelligence and social media are destroying church attendance by feeding the cult of self to the youngsters, turning their own rebellious free will against themselves. Talk about your irony, but it's true, right? Once again, see, I worshiped the wrong spirit. I had a spiritual malady. I had a hole in my soul that I filled with the wrong spirit. Alcohol and the spirit of myself here. And in order to close that, I had to lose everything and my ego. But today, I've been cleansed, so to speak, right? Cleansed by a baptismal fire that was very painful. But I'm here talking to you. Don't look like there's any third-degree burns on my skin. I got through it. That's what I'm saying. And we're given the opportunity to get through it in this age. I understand it today. So that's what I mean when I say that the opportunity cost in my eyes of not following the correct higher power and having the correct faith. Because faith is individualized, but it's got to come from the right source, right? Is you losing your salvation. Anyway, it's Sunday. Check your salvation. Just remember, babies, you're only getting in on grace, so you may as well have a good time here. Live. Live like you never lived before. Be like you weren't, right? Oh, beautiful.